What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. As you see, I got the boat behind me. It's just about to be winter time now. We're going into the end of the fall or mid-fall. So it's the end of fishing season. We're really not going to be using the boat a whole lot more. We're about to kind of transfer over to a little bit more of hunting stuff. Bow season's already starting up. And what we're going to be doing over the winter this year is we're going to be restoring this boat pretty much completely. I didn't get the first part on video that we just did this past weekend because it needed to be done immediately. But we just put some new trailer boards on the boat. So we already got the new trailer boards on it, but we're gonna be doing the full restoration on this thing from here on out. We're gonna be redoing the carpets, the paint on the trailer, the paint on the boat, the key ignition switches, which is what we're doing today. We got a new dashboard for the boat. We might even pick up a new steering wheel for it, possibly a trolling motor. Might try to get one more year out of this trolling motor because it's really not that old. But yeah, we're gonna hop on right into today's project, and that's going to be replacing the key ignition switch, because for some reason, I guess when you put the key into the ignition switch, sometimes, I mean, it reads it, all the lights comes on and everything, but sometimes there's just nothing on the key. It's just dead, which is probably just a faulty wire or something in there, but sometimes you have to loosen it, beat on it, bang on it, you know, stuff. So we figure we'll just replace the whole thing, go ahead and put a new one in it. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Here it is right here. This is what we're going to be using. It's still a 6-wire one that's just like the one that's on the Stratos 273, or I guess Evinrude 115, I guess is what you would be calling it. But yeah, so we're going to put this in there today. We're going to go ahead and start. The first thing I'm going to do is unhook the battery, obviously, so I don't shock myself. And from there, it'll be pretty simple. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get on into it. I'm about to disconnect the battery real quick and start from there. Went ahead and disconnected the batteries. Next thing I'm going to do, like I said, I already popped some of this dashboard off, and I'm going to go ahead and just kind of pull it out enough of the way to where I can kind of finagle this key ignition switch out of there. So I went ahead and took these 2 screws out that are right around the ignition key there. Also took 2 of the screws out that hold the dashboard on, just so I could kind of pull this back a little bit and get access to pulling that ignition out. And so what I'm gonna do next is just kind of pull back on this and try to reach up in there and kind of work this out from up underneath it. So, oh, that's a lot of room too. Wow, no way. Well, there's that already. So pull it out. Should have had my flashlight with me before I did that. But now that we got it pulled out, the next step is we already know this is about 16 gauge wire. Got assortment of wire, butt connectors and whatnot, electrical tape over here. All the rest of the stuff I'm gonna need to complete this. I went online and I looked up it's a 1999 115 Evinrude 2-stroke fit motor or fitch motor, whatever they call it. And I found a screenshot actually of the wiring diagram for the ignition switch, which basically just kind of confirmed all the colors of the wires and everything for me, just to make sure that, you know, what I'm looking at is actually correct. And it all lined up with the diagram perfectly. So all I'll have to do is cut all of those wires on the old ignition switch and then just connect them right to the new ignition switch. And yep, that's literally it. Over the winter, I'm definitely gonna have to get a new plate that it mounts to, because you can see it's all cracked and busted and stuff. And we're getting a whole new dash anyways, like I said. So it's time for a new one anyways, need to say, but yeah, so now we're gonna go ahead and cut all these wires off and get ready to butt them to the new ones. I see this one's been repaired before, and I'm just gonna assume that that'll probably be the one that I have the most trouble with because it'll be the shortest. But go ahead and start clipping these. It is kind of nerve-wracking, to be honest with you, but and voila, there is the old connection there. And you see it's got 6 wires on it. New one's got 6 wires on it as well. We'll just match them up, connect them, and let's go ahead and get these cleaned up a little bit. I'm gonna strip these wires back and take care of this old butt connector, get it cut and stripped to where it needs to be. Alrighty, now we got all 6 of those cut off and stripped. Just gotta twist them up and go ahead and plug them into the butt connector. The same thing with that end. But before I put them all into the butt connectors, actually, I'm probably just gonna twist them together just a little bit and try it just to make sure it's working once. So let's go ahead and try this thing out once. I'm actually gonna start with the really short one, like I said. Just kind of make sure that it works. And the short one is the negative, so. All right, just got all of them taped up a little bit and twisted together just enough to test them out. About to go back here to the back, hook the battery back up, put the key in this thing and give it a twist, and hopefully the lights and everything works and comes on, and hope that this thing cranks. All right, we got the batteries hooked back up. Everything is kind of dummy rigged together with a little bit of electrical tape on it just to kind of help make sure it's connected a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and put the key in this thing, kind of make sure that the dash lights come on first. So let's do that. This should flash up red when I put the key in the ignition. Key going in. So when I turn it, that light ought to come on. So try to get on video. Go ahead and turn it. There's the gauge light came on. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the key once, see if it works. Oh yeah. You guys heard that? That's a good sign right there. Let's go ahead and hit the trim. Trim seems to be working. Hey, that's pretty much a win in my book. Trim's working, that's working. She's ready. So let's go ahead and disconnect the battery again now that we know everything is working, and actually connect them with butt connectors. So now I'm just gonna kind of take the tape off, disconnect all the stuff. All right, so make sure you get the right size connectors for whatever wire you're working with, and make sure it's for the right gauge. And I got the weatherproof one since this is an outdoors boat. And yep, so next we're just gonna slip these onto there, and then kind of crimp them down, heat shrink them to the protective coating. Oh, that one went on nice. Now crimp it now. Make sure you crimp it right in the right spot. Give it a little pull, make sure you got it good. And that's it. We'll do that to all of them. Alrighty, and just like that, in about a couple seconds, we got all of them on there. After that, we'll heat shrink them down and we'll start matching the colors to where they need to go. Alright, so we're gonna start with the negative just because that's usually the best idea. And we'll go ahead and grab our negative wire, which is this short one here. And just like I said, stick it in there. Get your crimper. Make sure you get right on where you're crimping. The next thing that we'll do, we'll go ahead and do the purple wire. Make sure it goes all the way in there, like so. Get your crimpers, crimp them down, make sure it's in there, and voila. And we'll kind of just do that to all of them. You guys get the idea. The red one will go with the red one. The yellow one with the orange wire will go to the one with yellow with the orange wire. All my wires exactly matched up, except for the very last one on the new key ignition that didn't match up was all yellow with the black stripe, but there was only one left on the current existing key ignition switch already on the boat. So you knew that that last wire went to its last wire. There was no other options. And go ahead and put it in now. Make sure it goes in nice and good. Crimp it. And voila. Just like that, we got her wired in. So all we gotta do now is stuff these wires back down into the hole and pop this little hole right through there. Let's go ahead and try it once more just to make sure that it works. So I'm gonna go back there, hook the battery up for the last time. We got the battery hooked back up. Just kind of test this out once more. Key will go in like that. When I turn the key, that oil light should come back on. So turned it. Oil light goes on. Make sure it starts. Yep, she's working, she's installed. All we gotta do now is pop her back in the hole and run it out. Being that we are starting the restoration of the boat, we're putting a whole new dash and stuff on there. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go ahead and put it through the hole and put it on there or not. Probably ain't gonna mess with that. We'll probably just wait till we put the new dash on, just because it will be a little bit of work. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. This was pretty much just the beginning of the restoration process. I mean, you can see the carpet is peeled up real bad right there. I mean, some spots it ain't terrible, but I mean, obviously the ignition was beat up. You can see the carpets, you know, coming out. Seats are molded up. Dashboard is completely had it. Trailer is dirty and rusty, and it was in need of a full restoration. So that's what we're starting here today. So, oh, and that's another thing we gotta here, I'll show you guys that right now. We got a new shifter for this thing. That's a backup propeller. Got a new oil and fuel filter for it. You guys can see that our shifter here, the little red button that kind of releases it out of neutral, broke. So we actually had to hardwire this coat hanger in down there to the rest of the red clip so we can get it in and out of neutral and into gear. But yeah, just lots of things that we're fixing up on it. That'll be another thing. So yeah, it's going to be a long process. It'll probably be multiple part video. This will be the first one. If you guys need a boat key ignition switch, get with Marine Pickwick Sales in Counts, Tennessee. That's where we ended up getting this key ignition switch from. They had a few different styles down there. We just showed them what ours looked like, took some pictures of it and our boat year, make and model, and motor year and model. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's pretty much it for today. Like I said, we're going to probably wrap it up there. But yep, got a full boat restoration coming soon. So you guys stay tuned for that. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know down below some of your guys' suggestions for restoring the boat. Should I go back with the same gray color carpet? Should I switch it up? Should I go to foam padding? Let me know in the comments down below. Should I get a new steering wheel? Because this one's kind of looking crusty, but there's technically nothing wrong with it. I could just repaint it. Not really sure. But yeah, you guys leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode.